Hey, what's going on? It's Leanne. It is 7:30 in the morning, and I am drinking a green juice. This is wheatgrass, kale, apple, pineapple, and lemon, and it is super yummy, super energizing. I have been drinking green juice every morning since I did my 3-day detox. Really, since I got home from my Christmas and New Year's vacation, and I've been like steadily losing weight, very, very slowly, and I think in a really healthy way. And it's interesting because I found that as, let me go back for a second because you might be sitting here like, why are you talking about that? So let me just say this. My name's Leanne, by the way. I don't know if I said that. And I'm here because I want to help you create freedom in your life. Now, here's why I'm talking about this. And I'll finish what I'm saying. I'll tell you why it is that I'm talking about it, because I'm not going to talk about weight loss here, really. That's not the topic of this video. I've got, as you can see, I've got my pen ready. I'm ready to draw on the screen for you in a second here. But I'm steadily going down and I feel good, right? Going down in weight. I feel good. I feel energized. I'm not getting cravings. I'm still eating, chocolate and stuff like that, but not in the amounts that I used to eat. And I'm really eating a lot better. When I get hungry, I'm not craving crap. I'm just craving nutrition. So why do I say that? It's because it was a decision and it was a mindset shift to get me to do that. And for me, I'll be honest with you, and we're going to talk about mindset shifts today. That's why we're here. But for me, when it comes to my health and to eating, it's not tough. Okay. I do yoga. I've done a lot of things. I've always been healthy. I've always considered myself a healthy person. It's easy for me. It really is. In my mind, for maybe it's the way I grew up, it's easy for me to eat well, to eat healthy well. It's easy for me to exercise and to take care of my body. Now, for some people, it's not that way, and I'm going to explain to you why. And you know what? The same thing is true of creating wealth. And that's really what I want to talk about today, is creating wealth. And it's interesting because for me, it's been more of a struggle than anything else because of the way I grew up. And if you go back a few blog posts, and if you're watching this on YouTube, then just click on the link to see my blog and then go back a few blog posts, you'll see a video that I recorded about a conversation I had with my mom and this, secret gift that she gave me. And what was that gift? Well, she let me know what's been holding me back all this time. And so this morning I woke up at 5:50 or something like that, and my son actually woke up as well, and so and he still nurses, so I nursed him, and I was hoping he'd go back to bed so I could get up and take a shower and do everything that I wanted to do, and he kind of stayed up for a while, and I waited and waited and waited, tried to get up, he woke up and got up and tried to follow me. So finally I got him back to sleep, got up, did my shower, made my juice. And what's interesting is as I was laying in bed trying to get my son to go back to sleep, I started thinking, and I've gotten in this habit, just like I've created this habit of making juice every morning for breakfast, I've also created a habit of asking for $1 million ideas. And it's interesting. So I'll sit there and I'll just say, just give me $1 million idea, right? And it's there somewhere, right? Whether there's some connection between all our subconscious minds and the universe, and I don't know what you believe, but that's what I feel in myself, is that there's this huge connection, and when you just ask, you receive. And I actually have that written down on my card. I'm certainly not a religious person, very spiritual though, and I love certain quotes that they have in the Bible, and here's one. Ask and it shall be given you, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. And there it is on the back of my card. On the front I've got my goal, and I truly believe that because I've seen it work for other people and I've seen it work for myself in certain cases. So in any case, I asked for $1 million ideas because I'm just laying there waiting for my son to go back to sleep, and something interesting came into my mind. I started thinking about a goal that I have, a financial goal, and I imagined myself achieving it. Now, that's not exciting in any way, right? But I'm going to give you an exercise that's really going to clear a lot of things up for you. I imagine myself reaching this goal, right? Achieving this level of wealth. And all of a sudden, all of these limiting beliefs started up in my head. And some of them were things that I've heard my mother say growing up, okay? Some of them were things that, I don't know where they came from. Maybe TV, having, seen things on TV. But there was a lot of fear involved, right? Of like, is it safe to make that much, to have that much money, because people try to go after you, right? Is that really true? Not really, right? And if it were true, there would be ways to protect from that, right? But in any case, so all these things came up, and I'm listing these things, and you don't need to know what my things are, right? That's whatever junk I have in my head. But here's the interesting thing, is having really imagined, fully imagined myself in that situation, fully visualizing, not just visualizing, but, having the smells and the tastes and the sounds and the touch and the feel and the emotions involved in achieving that goal in my head, right? Because your mind doesn't really know the difference between imagination and real stuff. Your subconscious mind, whatever you give it, it believes, right? It's your conscious mind that says, oh, no, that's not true. So having given that and having all these things come up, now I've got these set of limiting beliefs that I can work with, that I can say, where did this come from? And I can go back and release it using a technique that I've learned and that I help other people with. Okay. So I just want to give you a quick thing that if you've ever, and now you might want to look at the screen if you've been just kind of looking away, but if you've ever seen, and let me open up this program, see if I have anything nice drawn. Nope, not yet. Okay, so if you've ever seen Bob Proctor, if you've done any kind of life coaching or anything like that, then you're probably familiar with this. Even if not, I think it's going to make sense. Your beliefs, you have beliefs, and yes, this is really my handwriting. It's not the pad or anything. Your beliefs create your thoughts, okay? Right? Whatever you believe creates your thoughts in any situation. Your thoughts, some people say, create your emotions. I think that's appropriate. Emotions are energy in motion, right? Emotions. And your emotions create your actions. And when you act, you create results. Now this goes around, right? Some people say this goes around because what do your results create? Well, they feed your beliefs, right? So if you if you think something and you act on it, it's going to create more of what you're thinking, and you're going to go, yeah, that's right, because of this belief, right? Because this is true. Now, when we're talking about limiting beliefs, because not all beliefs are limiting, right? When we talk about limiting beliefs, they create certain thoughts, they create certain emotions that cause you to act a certain way that create more of the same results. So you can try to change your actions, but if you're fighting against beliefs, you're not going to get very far. You're going to use a lot of willpower, you're going to struggle, and it's not going to go real well. Now, some people can power through anyway like this, and then they get different results, and now they've got new beliefs, right? That's hard. It's doable, but it's hard. Now, here's the other way. If you just imagine the new results in your mind, okay, you know how they have that thought bubble? You just imagine your new result and really be there. Really visualize it, okay? Really put yourself in that situation and see what happens. What you're going to discover is that you've got questions. What do I do with it? For example, if it's money, well, what do I do with this, let's say $100 million or whatever it is? How do I protect the money? How do I get the money to grow? How do I give? How do I give without giving away everything, right? What do I do? How do I grow the money? Okay. Questions. You might have fears. What if, what if all of a sudden people come into my life and now they're, they say they want to be my friends, but they just want my money? What if someone, kidnaps my son to try and get a ransom? So questions, fears, some things might not be an issue at all, right? But once you address these things, right? When you see these things, these are your emotions, right? These are your thoughts and emotions. And where do they come from? They come from your beliefs, okay? By seeing what these are, you can ask yourself, where does that come from? Where does that question come from? Where does that fear come from? It's especially the fears that you want to pay attention to. Because questions, you can just write them down and say, well, I'll figure this out and that won't be an issue anymore, right? Fears are the big thing. Fears are when you want to look and say, why am I saying that? What is the underlying belief? Where does that come from, right? Where does that come from? And as soon as you figure that out, then you work on getting rid of that belief. Now, I use a process called the Lefkoe method, okay, to get rid of beliefs. Some people can just look at them and say, is that really true? And go back and say, well, when I was, let's say, a kid, my mom used to say this, but just because she said it doesn't mean it's true. And sometimes that's enough for some people. But as long as you uncover those limiting beliefs, you've done probably the hardest part. So what I want to urge you to do, if it, a bit of homework, if you will, is to think about your dreams. Okay. And this can be anything. This doesn't have to be about money. It doesn't have to be about health. It doesn't have to be about anything in particular. Okay. Just think about your dreams. Think about this ideal, right? This dream life. You can write it down if it helps you. And imagine yourself living that life. Really see yourself in there right now. And when you see yourself in there, see what questions and what fears come up. And again, address those. See where they come from. Answer the questions for yourself. Not in your dream state, but in your alive and conscious state. Answer those questions for yourself. And address those fears. And let me close this real quick. I'll just leave it on there. I'll figure that out later after this video. Okay. I guess I have to figure it out now. Anyway, that's enough of screen drawing apparently. So here's your bit of homework, okay? Visualize your dream. Visualize your dream. See yourself in it. Write down the questions that come up. Write down the fears that come up. And figure out where all of that comes from. And what I'll tell you is this: as I was laying in bed this morning and going, man, I wish I could just get up. I wish my son would just go back to sleep. As I was doing that, I just said, you know what? I'm going to use my time, at least for something. And I said, let me get that $1 million idea. And when I had that and I imagined all of this, I got up when I finally was able to. And I had such a strong urge to read more. To learn more, to change my mind, because everyone always says this and it made sense to me, but now it really makes sense to me of this has to change before your outer world changes. And yeah, it has to do with your beliefs and everything, but now I see it as in I saw myself getting what I wanted and I wasn't ready for it, and that's why I don't have it, because I'm not ready for it. And so now I want to encourage you to do this too, is think about that, right? As you're going through this process, think about that thing you want to achieve and consider what is missing in your mind right now that would allow you to get that, to accept that when it comes to you. Because until you're ready for it, it will not come. And that I can almost guarantee. And if it does come, you will lose it. And that's why people who win the lottery, for example, usually spend all the money and that's it. And they go broke. They're worse off than they were before. Why? Because they're not ready for it here. Okay, they're not ready for it. So, I don't know, take some time, do the exercise, see what it does for you. And if you want any help getting rid of limiting beliefs, leave a comment, shoot me an email. It's easy to contact me on the web, right? Just look up Leanne Carmi. You'll find like 1 million websites by me and a way to reach me for sure. And at least, leave a comment and let me know what you think about this and try it. And then let me know what you really think about it. Okay. So, really glad I was able to record this for you. Hey, it's like, 7:48 in the morning now. So, but I'm feeling great. I'm gonna have the rest of my juice now, get to my meditation, do a lot of reading, hopefully before my son wakes up and before my official workday starts here in my home office. And I really look forward to helping you create your freedom. Bye for now. Have a great day.